Welcome to my YouTube channel Wise Whispers, where silence speaks. My name is Mason, and I am 60 years old. I never imagined that one sentence spoken at a family party would change the way my family saw me forever. The evening started with excitement in the air. My grandson Ethan and his wife Olivia were hosting a large celebration at their new house. Lights decorated the garden, music floated through the open windows, and guests laughed as they gathered around the tables. As I slowly walked up the driveway, holding a small wrapped gift, my heart felt warm. I had helped make that house possible. In fact, I had quietly paid the mortgage for the last 2 years after Ethan struggled financially. But I never told anyone. I believed family should help each other without expecting praise. When I stepped inside, people were dancing and chatting. Ethan was busy greeting guests, so I waited patiently near the entrance. Then Olivia approached me with a tight smile. Her eyes moved from my shoes to my jacket, as if she were inspecting a stranger. "What are you doing here?" she asked. I chuckled softly, thinking she was joking. "I came for the party, of course." Her smile disappeared instantly. "You weren't invited to this party," she said loudly. "This is for close friends and important guests." For a moment, the room seemed to go silent around me. I felt my chest tighten. I looked around and noticed a few guests staring at us. Some whispered quietly. "I'm Ethan's grandfather," I replied calmly. Olivia crossed her arms. "That doesn't mean you can just show up," she said coldly. "Please leave before you embarrass us." Her words cut deeper than any insult I had ever heard. Ethan finally noticed the situation and walked over. "What's going on?" Olivia spoke before I could say anything. "Your grandfather just showed up uninvited." Ethan looked uncomfortable. He rubbed the back of his neck but said nothing in my defense. That silence hurt even more. I looked at my grandson, the boy I had helped raise after his parents struggled. I remembered the nights I stayed awake helping him study, the times I supported him when he felt lost in life. And now he couldn't even say, "He can stay." I nodded slowly. "Don't worry," I said quietly. "I won't stay where I'm not welcome." I placed the gift on a nearby table and walked toward the door. Behind me, the music continued, and the party carried on as if nothing had happened. But inside my heart, something had changed. That night, I sat alone in my small living room, thinking about everything. I wasn't angry. I was simply disappointed. For years, I had quietly paid Ethan's mortgage. The bank account withdrawals happened every month. He believed he was managing the payments through a special family trust I created. But the truth was simple. It was my savings. I had wanted him to succeed without feeling ashamed. But respect should never disappear along with gratitude. The next morning, I made a phone call to the bank. "Hello," I said calmly. "I'd like to stop the automatic mortgage support payments for the Walker residence." The banker paused. "Are you sure, Mr. Mason? The next payment is due soon." "Yes," I replied. "It's time they handled it themselves." The payments stopped that day. 3 weeks later, Ethan knocked on my door. His face looked worried. "Grandpa, the bank says the mortgage payment wasn't made. Something's wrong with the account." I invited him inside and poured 2 cups of tea. Then I calmly explained everything. How long have you been paying it?" he asked, shocked. 2 years, I answered. His eyes widened. "You mean the house?" "Yes," I said gently. "I helped keep it." Ethan buried his face in his hands. "I didn't know," he whispered. I looked at him carefully. "Maybe you didn't know about the payments," I said, "but you did know how your wife treated me that night." He stayed silent. That silence told me everything, I continued. Tears filled his eyes. "I'm sorry, Grandpa, I should have defended you." "Yes," I replied softly, "you should have." He nodded slowly. "I'll fix this," he promised. But I shook my head. "No, Ethan, this isn't about money or houses." He looked confused. "This is about respect." A week later, Olivia came to see me as well. Her confident attitude was gone. I didn't know you were helping us," she said quietly. That's true, I replied, but kindness shouldn't depend on knowing who is helping you. She looked down, ashamed. I'm sorry for what I said at the party. I studied her face. The arrogance I saw that night had faded. Apologies matter, I told her, but actions matter more. She nodded. From that day forward, their behavior changed. They visited more often, spoke with kindness, and slowly tried to rebuild the relationship they had damaged. I never restarted the mortgage payments. But I did forgive them. Because family, when given a chance, can learn. Moral of the story: never judge or disrespect someone simply because you don't see their sacrifices. The people who help us the most often do it quietly, without asking for recognition. Respect and gratitude should never depend on knowing someone's value.